tell me say not so good. Yeah, me had a feeling what I can want behind. We are they see me brother them, they die in the street. Oh. Me are they feeling, we are they see me sister them in the street. Yeah. Some they link they not, some lay down a guts are they sleep. Oh. So when I ask them, tell me say I push. Now in the pool boy like son of them foods. They make them use their old age for the young age. They just step and brush. Oh yeah, we say not a cushion.
Fambul there. Good evening. I hope so now they do well. I hope say anything else on a fan on herself. I hope say life is treating you good. On a sorry where we come on a little bit late today. Few hiccups here and there, but listen, these things happen, right? And to be honest, make I be honest with you now. The hiccup bin just mean say I need for pick a little bit of strength for can sit down ayaso today. Could you imagine today na 63 year where we as Sierra Leonean, we as a nation decide say good do, we want for do yon. Good do, make we all we own. Good do, make we do we own thing them. Good do, we know how for do we own thing. We go make sure say we do right by we people. We go make sure say usai una left am. We no go only quadruple am, we go make am 1,000 fold. We go make sure say with all the resources that we sit down now we grown and we sit down all side. Like I say, by right, all man for be millionaire na Salone. And I don't know they talk by millionaire in terms of 1 million Leone standard right now. I they talk in terms of 1 million British pounds millionaire. Because remember, like I said, there was a time when the Leone had more value than the pound sterling. Can you imagine that? Yes, I know for say if I talk right now, some man their head go flip. So waiting this speaking they talk, waiting this lady they talk. It is impossible. But trust me, there was a time in memorial, right? Where this Leone, where we sit on nyama, so we don't know the head, we don't know the tail. It didn't get value. That's that British couple who all they run for go grab. That queen aid, that king aid. So I had to really give myself a little bit of booster shot. My body be need some vitamin for can sit down ayaso today. Because what I can sit down ayaso for? Today Saturday. Really, what I can sit down ayaso for 63 years. Had my father been alive at 63, I just imagine the type of conversations I will be having with him. Oh my gosh. They would have been like the most amazing, the most interesting conversation. And you know the reason why make I say so? Even as speaking, my conversation when maybe they get with me own papa, the one that when no one, why don't ask her some kind of question? It is don't 1 week for between aid. And he ask and say, wetin they do you? And he say not to that Matilda day. When I hear the kind of question we ask me the last time. So I have always been like that. So I could have just imagined if that man was still alive and me developing and growing up to this point, the type of conversations we would be having. I think honestly, he would have been my best friend. Like we would have been pals because intellectually we jive. We see, I He wasn't lucky to be alive to live to see 63. But my goodness, the mama, make I tell the mama thank you. I need for get me vitamin booster for can tell the mama thank you. Because the land, my gosh, the land has endured. The land has produced. The land has given. The land keeps giving. But hey, yeah, waiting in Peking then they do with waiting it they give them. In Peking dem don't really show am say wetin I dey give una. Una really dey use am well. Una really don't make something of am. When me self I go be proud say me na una mama and I glad way una na me una na me pikin dem. Can we say that? Well, today we sit down ayaso. Because go up Kandong, Salone, we all now one Fambul. You please me, na blood they come on. I please you, na blood they come on. Then call something and get that thing where they call DNA. That DNA then I need that thing then I need. Now you dey take no whose side you belong, whose part you belong. But you know the funny thing is that when I see Uncle Kanja we left that light business. Lights don't go, lights don't. I sure say if them please Uncle Kanja, they run in DNA. And then please me, they run me DNA. I sure say some side they side me and Uncle Kanja. So tell we cross paths we relate. And the new minister of electricity business, Opa, I shall say if them please will too go cross on side. So no men the Creole, no men the Shabu, no men the Fula, no men the Timini, no men the Loko, no men the Gizi, no men the Bambara, no men the Kuranko. So side the way we all jam. Now that day we can sit down for talk what's Nayaso today. And we know they talk about time with no other person but the formidable Mr. Boy Jalo Jamboria. Mr. Jamboria, tell Fambul I do.
Fambul them. I don't know for tell you now do today. Whether I go say happy Independence Day or happy Independence Day. Being independence for 63 years. Up to una. But una kushe, una kabo, bua, bisye, mpiari, sekenyo, wali bena. Today we can't talk about Salone. And as Matilda don't lay the foundation, the only thing I want to let Matilda know, Papa not there again for talk, but sometimes me they become me a big pass Salone. Salone at 63, me are there above 63. So sometimes I know about Salone. The other thing I want to let Matilda know, that man they sack the electricity na Bambara. So that they begin the history long go.
Indeed.
Over to you,
We they begin
Matilda.
the history today. But people, you know what? In everything that I have said, today Salon turned 63. As a 63-year-old adult, look at yourself, look at your life, look at everything where you don't accomplish for yourself and your family. For you as an individual, at 63 and above, or coming or shy of 63, are you proud of who you are as an individual? If you're proud of your accomplishments at 63, at age 63, God don't bless you for 63 and at 63, you're proud of your accomplishments. Can you say the same for the land of your birth? If you cannot say the same for the land of your birth, can you take a minute to do an introspective reflection? Ask yourself a question. In what way, how I contribute? Because some way, somehow, we all have contributed, either by our silence, being a bystander, or by our partaking. There are two ways of contributions. You can either be a contributor by your partaking or by your silence. Then two then they get different outcome. But at the end of the day, at 63, ask yourself, are you proud of being a 63-year-old human? And if you're proud of being a 63-year-old human, the next question you should ask yourself, are you proud of the sovereign of the land that you claim, that you love? Are you proud of what it has produced in 63 years? Mr. Jamboya, today we talk
Yes,
about
ma'am.
the early settlers. Today we deep into the early settlers, early settlement in Sierra Leone. Some people are not for say, go say, no, you are getting it wrong, you are getting it wrong. But remember here, we are not going by the script of the white man. We don't take with them now. So and thank you very much, Mr. Jamboya, for doing this research. If they go inside ancient history, if they pay for special materials then, for really nose dive and really do deep analysis into them thing they are. If they compare not only waiting the wait man say, also they go inside and they compare waiting we young people them be left in their own writing. And for make they put the two together, if they go na other nations, then go na the archives them, because you know what? Unfortunately, at 63, we cannot boast of a library of archives in Sierra Leone. We not get them. We get for go na other place them. For go learn about our history. For go pull evidence. For know but who side and who that we be. Because we have not made use. Even though we are quick to say we are the Athens, or we used to be, like I cannot say we are, we used to be the Athens of West Africa, meaning that we had early education, early educators, blah, 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 blah. You cannot work on past glory. You have to face reality. Reality
Except if you are
says that
Manchester United, my club.
Man, reality says, okay, reality say, right now, we say we did, despite the fact that now we first been get electricity in our West Africa, right now we not get them again. Reality say, despite the fact that we were the most educated in West Africa and educating others, right now we're at the bottom of the scale. That is what reality says. And we have to accept that. And the sooner we accept that and begin look for ways then for forge ahead, accept reality, look for solutions, applied solutions, and forge ahead, then the better it will be for us. Mr. Jamboria, I left you with the people them we first touch soil. Tell we but them. And tell we who that them be
Before I
make
talk
the
for
link.
the people that we first touch soil, I want for make we get certain things clear. Most of what they will believe and what they teach we in a salon is wrong. Because some way, somehow, they been do them for control we. Now they call the obstructionism principle. When you refuse people forget the correct knowledge, you tell them what you feel for tell them, then believe in them, then you're able to control them. This has been going on before independence, and 30 days now they go on. That's now one thing. The second thing what we need for know before they look at the first settlers in Sierra Leone, we need for begin understand, say, life not constant. Life is dynamic. If we are to talk about the first settlers in Sierra Leone, and if we get to move away from the politicized message where they don't give we, the fact is nobody don't know who done are the first settlers in Sierra Leone. Because
Yeah.
there is no record. There is no record about the Upper Guinea Coast people before the 16th century. That I have proven beyond reasonable doubt. There is record about the Songhai Empire, what they call Ghana Empire, what in the
Yeah.
Senegambia. That is written by the Arabs. We get contact with them. There is record about Mali Empire. And after Songhai and Mali, there were records written about the forested region where constitute the Upper Guinea Coast. And within that forested region, are the Sierra Leone fall.
Yeah.
You get Senegal, you get Guinea-Bissau, you get Guinea-Conakry, you get Sierra Leone, you get Liberia, you get Cote d'Ivoire, where they talk about the Upper Guinea Coast. Then
Yeah.
countries here, now countries that will be in the forested belt, minus Senegal. Senegal was between the Sahel and the forested region. Because when you go south and Senegal, now the Casamance, you they meet forest, they but not thick, like how you get where you can Guinea-Bissau, you get Guinea-Conakry, you get Salone, you get Liberia. An established fact about we history is people that move from the less forested area into the forested area for seek refuge. We are all refugees in the Mano River Union, not only Sierra Leone. And while they talk about Mano River Union, and they talk about Guinea, I talk about Salone, I talk about Liberia, and even a greater part of La Côte d'Ivoire.
So make we put the
This
mark so
thing
that
starts,
people waiting Mr. Jamboya they talk about.
this thing starts sometime around the 10th century. When we people them been get contact with the Berbers, we come up from Northern Africa, Morocco especially. That contact established some kind of trade where people are not being let. So it's created a situation where first of all lead to the destruction of the Sonenke Empire or Ghana Empire. Because Ghana, where they between Senegambia and Western Mali, now there you begin find the black people there and they call the Sonenke. And the Sonenke, now then are the Malinke people. Now then get that language what they call Malinke. But because some of the leaders begin collaborate with the Berbers for take the woman them go, they exchange them for us, for take some of the man them, they exchange them for do labor for mine gold, etc. freely. Some people been feel say necessary let them move kind to the forest for protection.
Okay. So I want to make you establish something. You said the
Mhm.
Sonenkes, when are the Sonenkes, when are the you say the Ghana
Malinke,
Empire.
yes,
Malinke, but
Ghana
Ghana
Empire,
Empire, former Ghana
yes.
Empire, right? There been they do some kind of a trade with the Baba Empire, right? In
The
terms of then
leaders
they
them.
exchange the woman them, then the Babas then they give the woman them to the Sonenkes them for marriage in
No, the
exchange for
woman them
something.
from the Sonenke and them they give to the Babas.
Oh, okay. So the woman them from the Sonenke, then they give them to the Babas them in exchange for waiting
Yes.
from
And
the
men
Babas.
were forced to do slave labor to mine gold for the Babas.
Okay. Okay.
That
Because
impunity and
that name
atrocity, now I make people and
because
decide, say, okay, we not go be at this, so they move go side and not they able to fend we. That's
there
how people
wasn't
started
only gold. There
migrating
wasn't
into the forested region.
yes, but there wasn't only gold. There was also another trade also with gold that was happening at the time. Do you mind telling the audience what that trade was?
It was slavery.
Uh-huh.
Slavery started at that time. Not a European start slavery in Africa. Slavery in Africa, especially in the Upper Guinea coast. So
Uh-huh.
now they the whole discontent that we push people them for kind to the thick forest zones so that and protection. They moved in small groups called clans. Gradually, other people they move can join them. Then the people they all they mix they will not get record but they mix with them, they live with them. Languages transform themselves. But if we dey talk about the people that don't live the longest in that area, we'll consider say now part of Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia, there are
Uh-huh.
specific language groups that we have to talk about. The Bolum, what they call Shabro,
Tabro.
where then get a connection with the Kisis, the Timni, where get a connection with the Baga, the Soso, we get a connection with Jalunka. The Jalunka people then originally na them in Dena Futa Jalong. Futa Jalong is not an original Fulani home. The Fulanis came there sometime in the 16th century from Senegambia.
Uh-huh.
They established an imamate na Futa Jalon. Na emek tide ofin se Futa Jalon na Fulaman home. Not a Fulaman home. Fulaman home na Senegambia. Fulamamin get a kingdom what they call the kingdom of Bundu. The
Yeah.
leader of that kingdom was Malik C, the great grandpa of we last governor general Banja Tidan C, the great grandpa of the people in Abuja what they call themselves say, the great grandpa of Abbas Bundu, the great grandpa of people na Kailan what they call themselves Bunduka, Malik C
Uh-huh.
established the kingdom of Bundu. But then Fulani, then they some can south, now they can take over for spread Islam, then they with the Jalonka, na Futa Jalon. The Jalonka
Yeah.
then went up in grief for take Islam, they move can towards the west. And when they come towards the west, some of them see dumb, na that area we call today Koinadugu. The other hand can at the coast, they mix with the Bolom and the Timni, then language modify. Now that language you get today we call Suso. Suso has its origins from Jalunka, but it's a mixture of Timni and Bulum. That's why when the Suso say Ipo Nambara Soto, the Timni man say Ipo Soto Nambara. It means the
Yes.
same.
So me self me people them as we they go ahead and they learn what this history yeah, so una go get for the notice say Matilda get for they can begin they can knock some kind serious ethnic
Well, begin
language
talk
then so
Timnebo and
me
Mende.
me tongue therefore they can begin the roll powder because now I know waiting or soto nambara mean I know waiting soto nambara mean. Hey, na Creole
Correct.
Creole picking it talk so But I go roll am for una, eh? Una self, una go
You know
give me,
Nambara mean,
paso.
Matilda. You know, make a short. To use one word, you know what Nambara mean? Nambara mean trouble.
Number and a trouble. Hmm? Number I mean trouble. Number I mean trouble. I know what in number I mean. So
Well,
where
it
I go
means
to stand so
you
number
know
where
some
I give.
aspects of Baga and Susu.
Mm-hmm. So the
You
day where I
see,
go they talk no more now na the show. Then I say today also turn ambara. Then I also today una know for say trouble day. Eh? And then what I say nambara so talk get for happen na also today. Una know what I mean.
you-
But I want to talk to the
all this
viewers.
they
I just
prove
want to take a
say
minute.
we all
I
fumble
just
na
want to take a
Salone.
minute, sir. Yeah, I just want to take a minute
Yes,
to
sir.
hold your thoughts.
Customer.
I just want to take a minute. Viewers, please, if you have anything enriching to add to this education, because listen, we are not here to distinguish tribes, linguistics group, and everything.
No,
We
no.
are here to show you the connectivity of how we are all interrelated and how we are all connected. And that this land that we claim to love and that some people are laying claims to, we are all sojourners. Just that we are all sojourners on the land on earth, period. We are all sojourners on this land. This land has provided a refuge for us, it has provided protection for us, it has given us its best that earth has to offer. We have to treat it well. But if we don't get the education, maybe because we are lacking the education, and that make we don't misuse them, we don't abuse them, we don't deject them, we don't trash them, we don't drag them. But if we understand in value and waiting, it don't provide for we, just maybe, just maybe we will turn a curve and we will start respecting this land for what it is. So that day na we aim. We not then I also for can pit one against other. No, that's not our
No,
objective.
no,
But if we get the
no.
lines, if we not get anything of value to add to the conversation, to add to the history, to make it richer, to enhance. We number them, then I so we North American toll free number, we na 1-866 944 7722. We UK local line, we na +44 20 808 91 455. We Australia local line, we na +61 29 09 84 4 337. And then we get we WhatsApp number, we na a worldwide, you can access them worldwide. Really, it's a global number, so you can use that. And they win at 1-343-997-5828. So now don't forget, say una can get we through we VOS na Salone Radio FM 91.9. Una can download we VOS apps them from Android as well as from Google App Store, and get connected. Continue on with the program, sir.
You see, another thing we'll get for know is added to the fact that we all now refugees, we come at different points in time into this area. Let we not look at Sierra Leone alone. The people that
Yeah.
we move, they be moved into a forested region. That forested region today constitutes 3 or 4 countries: Guinea Conakry, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and La Cote d'Ivoire. In 1971, when Ahmed Sekou Toure, Shaka Stevens, and Tolbert been decide say then they formed the Mano River Union, they didn't do it only for the economic or political reason. They be informed about the anthropological connections If you look them them 4 countries, yeah, you they see a lot of similarities in culture, in food stuff, when a part of the culture. The languages, they all get root to the singular Malinke Fulani group of languages in West Africa. We get dialects of them. People that we connect with the Senegambia region, then dialect different from the people that we connect with the inner West Africa region. And they have their identities. The people from the Senegambia region come to Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, that then fall within the identity of the Bambara. But that's make today, even in Sierra Leone, because we get them people then we don't mix with we. If you look at northern Sierra Leone, you they see a lot of Bambara connection, especially in the surnames. You have Fofanas, you have Sisses, you have Mansari, you have Kanu. Kanu in the Bambara region, na Konate. Then they call them in other areas Kanute. You get Jakite, you get Jawara, you get Njai, etc. All those names in Sierra Leone have connections and link with the Bambara. Sila, the Bambara. The Silas, the Sisses, the Mansari, then come out from the former capital city of the Sonenke Empire, what they call Ghana Empire. And that city, they 30 day. It in a western Mali, very close to the border with Senegambia. Then call the place Kombi Sale. That's the origin of the Silas, the Jawaras, the Mansaris, etc. Even though they call them say Kuyate, they get connection with that region. Jobate, then get connection with that region. Jobate in Gambia is Jakite in Guinea and in Sierra Leone. We're not to the part of the tropical they deal with it. Each of them surnamed and they indicate the trade of the family.
You just said something. You said each of them surnamed and they indicate the training of the family. What do you mean by that?
The trade with the fam or the skills
The
with
trade
the
where the
family
okay,
then
so the trade. Okay, the trade. Okay, okay.
yes. Okay. You get them in
Yeah.
Fulani. You get Jalo, you get Ba, you get So, you get Lee. All they indicate the trade in society. Our societies were structured to the kind of skills where we get or
Okay. Yeah.
the status we get in our society. You see, we
Yeah.
history like a big puzzle, but the fact that we people and some we move from that Sahel region kind to the forested region for safety. If we look at what you call Sierra Leone today, the first set of people then come up from the north, Senegambia, then Kandong. At the time where Ghana Empire been the fall, we get the rise of an empire controlled by the Berbers, we then call the Almoravid Empire. The Almoravid Empire in southern border been then as Senegambia. But that empire expanded through Mauritania, Morocco, Gibraltar, across the Mediterranean into southern Portugal and southern Spain. The Black Prince that William Shakespeare wrote about, calling him Othello, was a Berber. The history, we don't know him because we have allowed other people to write our history. Secondly, we not been to take records. We've been the only tell them by oral traditions. So a lot of materials don't lost. But we get a very rich history with for showy Uda Ubi. But as you say, the research I don't do, I not get all the answers at all. But I believe say I don't go to the level where I know certain basic facts about who that will be. Number one, we all come up from three directions. The first batch come up from Senegambia, South. The second batch, now at the time where the Mali Empire be established after the fall of Sonenke or Ghana Empire. Sunjata Keita, who was almost a cripple, he not be able to do much, but he been get somebody when I strong man, when I general, we name Tira Kaman Traore. Tira Kaman Traore, Nainkan West, we establish the Mali Empire na the West. Now in picture na the Siso. In the world of history and anthropology, then consider him as the Alexander the Great of West Africa. Now expand the Mali Empire, can West.
Okay. So
Now
as you
bring
say, Nai expand the Mali Empire, I just want to read a viewer in comments now. So this viewer so named Mosire Jene, or at least they go by Mosire Jene. And contribution say my own contribution about West Africa is the great Madingo ethnic liberated the whole of West Africa. That's what his take is.
well, the Madingo did not liberate West Africa. Madingo na the common language of West Africa, like I go find Swahili between Central Africa and East Africa. In Central Africa, then they call Anki Swahili, but not the same Swahili. Every region of Africa gets a common linguistic background. North Africa gets a common Arabic Baba background. Egypt, Libya, Mauritania, etc. West Africa, the common background is basically Malinke. The Fulanis came later. They were incorporated by the Malinke. So now we get a Fulani Malinke background in the whole of West Africa, not only Upper Guinea Coast. That's why when you
Yeah.
go to Igbo land, you'll meet the name Kanu. Nwanko Kanu, the footballer, was an Igbo man. But you get Kanus, them, or Kanute, or Konate, and Senegambia. Migration has always been a human activity. We always they
Yeah.
move. For one reason or the other, okay, for move. In Sierra Leone, she is now in Canada. Boy was born in Sierra Leone, he is now in Norway. For one reason or the other, okay, for move. And when we move, we they adopt with the culture we meet. Then the culture we meet, they take part of the culture and adopt them. This is exactly what we have in Sierra Leone. The original people who have been dead, we don't know, in no record in any history. But those who came, the Bambaras, the Bagas, etc., they mix with the people, they settle with them. And for the longest time, the people that we don't say long na Salone, now the Bolom, the Timini, the Limba, the Suso, and the Jalunka. They all not come together.
So
But
so you
when you
go
look
by
at
the
the
bottom,
period, the historical period, that they don't do the longest na Sierra Leone. Yeah, you
the
wanted to say
bottom,
something, Matilda.
the terminus. Yeah, you had listed them because as we dey go, I should say we could come back to this at some point. But then you said the
Mhm.
longest, you had the bottoms, the terminis, the
The Baga,
Yalunkas, you said, the
the
baggers,
Jalunka, the Limba,
Yalunka.
and the Suso. Then in the forested region, you will get the Bandis. You will get the Bandis, you get Galines, you get Vai, then you get Kuru. Then you will get this tribe, what they call Kisi. They've all been there in the forested region.
Okay.
If we talk about longest living Sierra Leoneans,
So
it's
we
not
not
only
get the
one linguistic group.
Yalines. Now the current Sierra Leone, we not get the Yalines anymore, right?
Because they have been absorbed and now they speak the language that emerged with combination of another Malinke language, the Konya Malinke dialect. Now mixed with Bandi, it mixed with Galines and Vai, which they call Mende. Mende never existed before the 17th century. Timni never
Oh wow.
existed before the 15th century. Timni and Mende,
Okay.
now languages the way emerge after people they don't can settle. Timni
Okay.
existed before the Mende because the Timni what they talk today now a language will emerge from people that will move from the northern part of West Africa, the kind of the forested region between Guinea, Conakry, and Sierra Leone. They mix with the Bulum, they mix with the Jalunka, then a language emerged called Timni. That's why, and they don't live so long together. That's why today, when the Timni man say Olangba, meaning a man, the Bolom they say Langbai. When the
Mm.
Timni man said Sekel, the Bolom they say Sakau. Because they live together. Language now a living organism and it modify with time. Even today, the languages we speak are different from what was spoken 200 years ago. We get words and today them what they use, we may not sabi, because my own language now the 1960 and 70 language. Language they grow. Language now living organism. So if people feel say, because then they talk Mende today, Mende has ever existed, or then they talk Timni today, Timni has ever existed, they have to go and do some research. The Timni people, they are aware of that. Now I make the Timni man, when then they tell you, say, the history, they say, we come off from the north, do Torong.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, they are aware of that, saying at the north, then people come out. And the north of Sierra Leone is Conakry, Guinea-Bissau, Senegambia. And the Timni, when them chief die, then say he don't go back na Futa. But people let
Right.
misunderstand that Futa say na Futa Jalong to Futa Jalong.
Mm.
Futa Jalong not be ever exist at the time of the Timni them Ikana Salone. Na Futa Toro in Senegambia. These are
Okay. So
things
you want to
you would
make
have
that
to,
make that I want to make you make that distinction between Futa Jalo and Futa Toro.
yes. Futa Toro, it is Senegambia. Futa Jalong, na part of Province de Dalaba, na Guinea. Na part of that plateau where Fulaman and the Tide na Guinea. And the Fulanese enter Futa Jalong sometime around the 17th century from Senegambia. They came with Islam. Remember, say, I don't give you a reference, chapter
Yes.
4 of the book, Sierra Leone Inheritance, written by my great grandfather, Alimami
Yes.
Umar Jallo Jamboria. He
Mm-hmm.
did make clear how the Fulanese enter Futa Jalong. And the purpose of entry into Futa Jalong, the Islamization, etc., where some people not being grip and that they move can south, they can see them between Farana and Koinadugu. Now then people learn it today what they call Jalunka. and Salone. But now then get Futa Jalong at the home. And the Jalonka and the Susu, because the same people, the one that have been come further, the Jalonka that have been come Sidona Adako in Adugu area. The one that will come further to the coast, they mix with the Baga and the Bolom. Now then today what they call Suso. Now when you look Suso, you look Jalonka, and get the same surnames. Conte, Bangura, Mara, etc.
So for the viewers, the way they watch, so now when una yeri when Temini king dies, right, and they refer and they say, well, the king is going back to
Opo
Futa.
Kalane do Futa.
Now,
That's what the team say. Opo Kalane do Futa. Obai, Opo
okay,
Kalane do Futa.
make I repeat am. Mona no for say me linguistic
So
acquisition
they say
fast.
the team.
Eh? Opo kalane do
Obai.
futa. Eh? When
Yes.
the king
Obai, Opo
died, now they
Kalane do
read
Futa. They will never say the
they
king
say
is dead.
exactly. So when the king dies, they have a coded language, and get coded language, and
They
get
say he has
inside talk
returned to Futa.
so when then they use that inside talk, they when you hear a temani person say Opo kalane do futa, it means say the king don't buy, the king don't die, and the king is returning back
Exactly.
to futa toron, not futa jalon. Okay?
Dalom.
On a land history day today.
And the chimney, they tell you about the origin, say they come on at the north. Do Torong. Do Torong. Because they are aware, say, at some point in time, they had to move from Bambara region for kind to the forested region. And they mix with other people, now they the language imagine called Timini. And that make way look the Timinis today, most of them surnames are Bambara surname. Now
Okay.
they get them
So
surnames to say Fofana, except
Mosiri
Mansari, Kanu.
yeah, so Mosiri Jene don't come back with some other things. Them, I don't think say one call the show. In just they give sideline, and
Like
I'm happy to read.
like it's making
He
the thing
say,
interesting.
yeah, he say almost all almost all Sierra Leone cultures are migrated cultures from Mali. If you know much of our cultures, trust me, all are migrated from the Great Mali. The real
That I
home
would
of the
agree with.
feminine. So it goes on
That
to
I would
say
agree with 75%.
75, and now you they can't tell me what to make you agree with that 75% and then rectify the history as we go along.
Yes.
So he goes on to say the real home of the Temenes is the capital of Conakry.
No, sir. Now the
Okay.
bagger then get Conakry. Now the bagger, now then get Conakry, take Guinea Bissau, take Casamance. Now the bagger then home. And the bagger, then they wait him the man say Mpiari Seke, the bagger say Mpiari Seke. Bagger and Timni, na dialect like Mende and Loko. The Temnes na language will emerge with a mixture of other languages. But the most prominent root in the Temne language na Malinke and Baga.
Okay. So
Now, make
Mr.
when you
Jene,
listen to the Tim,
I hope say you they listen for correct you
he
history
is
of what
correct.
you
He is
know.
correct. I'm not denying him. I'm only adding to what he has said, the
Right.
details.
No,
I
because
said he's
say the home.
75% correct
No, but he went on to
about the
say the home
Malian
of
culture.
the true, sir. But he also said the home of the Temnes is the capital of Guinea, Conakry, which you said no to, and you
It's not the
corrected
home
that.
of the Temnes. The Temnes now a language will emerge from several other languages. But the key language will be there from Sierra Leone Take go up to Guinea-Bissau, take Casamance in Senegal, now the Baga people. And the Baga people, when they talk, it's like a dialect of Temne. Just like when the Lokoman they talk, you dey feel say na a dialect of Mende, but Mende itself is derived from a mixture of what we call Loko, which is not Loko, it's Bandi, Galines, Vai, and Konya Malinke. The people that we call Konyaka are Konya Malinke. You get Bambara Malinke, you get Konya Malinke, you get Jula Malinke, you get Gonga Malinke. The Gonga Malinke them, now then they, na Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Mali, Burkina Faso. These are the Camaras and the Diomandis. Camara, when I come on surname to win a Salone, now people them from Gonga. In northern Ghana, in the Gonga province, the imamates in northern Ghana, now the Camaras. And then these are the Camaras of Gonga in northern Ghana. They're all connected in West Africa. This you viewers say is 75% correct. Why I said 75%? In as much as Malinke is the majority linguistic root of all West Africa, there are other linguistic groups that have been mixed with Malinke. Now I make we get in languages who they talk. And if you can remember, in the first program, I tell you, say, we don't have tribes in Sierra Leone, we have linguistic groups.
Linguistic
Because
groups,
all of
yes.
them have connections to Malinke and Fulani. So what in this viewer they talk is 75% correct. And when you look with culture, with mode of dressing, with food, even with secret societies, them, they all get Malinke roots. People think Power Society is only in Sierra Leone. It's all over West Africa. Bondo is all over West Africa. These were institutions to train boys and girls into manhood or becoming wives in the home. There are certain practices we may not agree with today, but the basic underlying reason was to train people to become responsible citizens in their communities. Some went there to learn
So, from my
carpentry,
little
some went to learn
understanding,
pottery, etc.
yes, exactly like you're saying, for my little
Women went
understanding
there to
about,
learn maternal duties. Women went there to learn home economics, etc.
yeah, I'm glad the way you bring that, because that's one of the things we're going to touch about. The original
Maybe not
idea
today. Let's keep it for some
society.
other
No, not
program,
for today. Oh,
Matilda,
no, no, no,
please.
no, no. Not for today. Not for today, sir. Not for today, sir. I hold on to the line. I want for make we also establish waiting have been the original ideas of this secret society. I remember I was in
They were like
university. I must have been.
universities.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with you, sir. I agree with you, sir. And me, actually, I was I not go ever forget. I think it was in 2003. The dean of the faculty of arts, now the university where maybe they attend at the time, he did West African cultural studies. And then, as I got talking to him, because he was a friend of my uncle, who is also a dean at Drexel, who was a dean at Drexel University at the time. So, as we got speaking, got talking, he begin talk about the masks then, and he begin tell me the meanings of the masks them and the meanings of some of the societies then and why they were
And
instituted.
even that
And so I
mark
started
where them
telling
they make
him,
people them body with clay
yes,
and other things, you get
exactly. So
meaning.
I begin to tell and say,
Like
I
when
say,
you say
no, this is
bachelor,
not your
graduate, you get in
understanding.
color.
Yes. And then that's when Ina, the first person, as a matter of fact, will educate me about the fact that no, these were instituted to be universities. They were schools. But we go get to that part later because that
We
education
go
is
talk out
so beautiful.
another
It's
program.
so yes, sir.
We
Yes,
have
sir.
to
Make
be
I go to the
prepared
caller.
for that. Let them not
Yes,
can
sir.
give we cashier. Then so come and they quick for give cashier, but to me they know they give me cashier.
Yes, sir. We will talk about that because it was a very interesting discovery for me. Me don't know this about 20 years ago now that I'm speaking. I've known
Oh,
this
well.
about 20 years. But whenever we bring them discussions, they also come up. It is hard because of what it has been transformed to now. But make I go to the
We
caller.
made
Caller,
them
waiting.
look like dangerous institutions. They are not.
Yeah. Make I go to the caller. Caller, waiting now you name and say you the call from,
Go to the
please.
caller.
Okay. Una good evening again. This is Nafodi Mustafa from Leicester. I dey enjoy
Hello.
the
Good evening.
program so much. Mr. Jara the talk. Anyway, one thing what you not mention, where I want to let you note about the locals, because you talk about the first the languages you mentioned when they not call. I'm sorry, you mentioned Kimni Limba, Shabro, Nagulom, but
Holiness.
you not call the local because what
I
I call the local.
mention Bandi.
Okay.
The people you call loco, they are bandits.
Okay.
The name
I mentioned
loco,
them
now
because
British man give them that name. Because the chief where they meet way been there within the western area a province, now Songo, he was called Songo Loco. Then say the people of Loco. But they are bandits.
you see that is always
But talk
Dayaki
about
talk
bandits.
say yes. The history all way with man right. Now waiting concern them, waiting interest them. Now he write as history.
How we
But
understand and
now,
I say right time, no, not blame them.
yes. So you see, I talk about because the local language where they talk about today, so it was very large in the northern province.
Then they
Even
Nigeria. Then they na Eastern
yes,
Sierra Leone. Then they Southern
good.
Sierra Leone.
Yeah,
The Gobe family
yes.
of Kailan are Bandi. Now loco them. They relate to the locos of Bombali.
Uh-huh. So
Right,
so you
sir.
see me yes, well like you see like we say why I always they talk way they call way they call they do that in there. Now for me I always dey talk about the solution to this problem because as you say I 100% agree with you say these are not ethnic groups these are linguistic groups within our languages. You see if language now a very powerful tool where today if you go to the south the only tribe way or the language we don't do their own the way they no one mix na the kono the vai normally what I be read before me history most of Puja was vai people and the crew people but now today you know the everybody again and
Today
you
na
see
Madingo
you
and
see
Fulani them they, but then say then Amende.
yes that the time for see they all don't all of that something don't unite them we na the Mende language so if
Yeah.
we don't get that established and then you go to the north of the country where the Lokode now, the Chimney, the Limbas, the Badingo. Because when they talk to you, so I get Uncle Lewina
Na
Badingo,
Malinke.
them,
Are they
Limba.
every day they talk, you know Malinke. You get the accent.
so, so, so all of these don't they, you don't establish now. So we're waiting for do now for find a solution. Why are they talk about the
The
solution all the
solution
time?
is
Is
there for the solution is there.
yes,
But now we for able to say this is the solution, let us use it.
okay, let me make now we the highlight them because you see when you look at our new map, it's easy if
Mhm.
you want make the solution because the problem always we get in Salone now politics. How for administer people them?
Well, I go give you
How
the
for make
solution today. I go give you the
yes?
solution
How
today.
for me? How for make it work? Because me, when we come outside, so we don't come. Now we care good things there where they make out peace and development in the country. Because
We
this
want let
allow for
Salone go
governance.
before,
Yes, sir.
for the. We want let Salone
Yes,
go
yes,
before. Let we
yes,
empower
yes,
them chiefdom them. Let we get
yes. Well,
chiefdom
I deal with
councils.
you.
We been
I deal
chiefdom
with you
council.
because
Remember, under Pamilton in term, we
yes,
been get chiefdom council.
yes. No,
We
now I just
establish
want to talk
chiefdom
about that.
councils. Let we make sure say every chiefdom they able determine how they want develop themselves. The central government give them the funds, then supervise the use of the
Yes,
funds. But central government
yes,
also in business act. The people of the
yes.
chiefdom
Because
let them send their own picking and give them the contract. Central government in
yes, I just
business, and for ensure say
I
the contract is done according to required ethical and other standards.
yes. Look, because the kind you talk
Let
about
them
the
begin
solutions, so
develop the area
it
where them born. You go see say we go get more commitment in development than we get now.
exactly, exactly. Now I just want highlight so
Go
inside
ahead,
Belgium,
sir.
where
Go
I
ahead.
stay for a long period, we are there a long period. That thing where they talk about chiefdom, then they call them commune or they call them
Now
gemeente
the
by the
same in
language.
Norway, commune,
Yes,
municipality.
yes, yes. So you see that commune we talk about, then get the minister of sports, then get the minister of everything, and then get the
They
mayor.
get
The mayor not just dey
government
like say
for themselves, led by a mayor.
yes,
What?
yes. So
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
you see why we talk about then you come to the governance, the national. If he makes say the north of Sierra Leone, then they govern himself with all those tribes. The tension will reduce completely. Because why it is now Belgium where they make election, now I give an example. The
Our
central
system
government, where
not
they call the
different
federal
from
government,
the Scandinavian system.
yes. The,
So
the,
I
the federal
understand what
government,
you they
they
talk.
form sote, they form sote after 6 months, but the Flemish government, after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you don't form. They don't care about the prime minister because then get their own government where they get all what they want, they get the money, then they do the thing.
And care about the
So
prime minister because national policy.
no, no, at the time for say for form
Mhm.
government now Belgium now very difficult something because you therefore agree on therefore agree the people who come out the north, people who come out the south and the east. They therefore agree. But that agreement it will last up to the so then 2 years. So the NEPA that
I
allow
know.
day. But but
I know.
but the the government within the Flemish region, believe me, 3 weeks they non form have gone at the same interest and they get. Look what happened at Senegal recently. Why are they talk about this now? Because Senegal, the language don't unite them. So they get common interest. We now the language because unite we so everybody get interest. So that allow they can't give power to one man. Not they the problem there. So they say that just and I'm not take the line for so long. May like who they talk so we have landed on this spot. So therefore, let we find a way let it be workable so that peace could in the country. When peace day, development could day. Otherwise, we could dip this alala for the longest of time. We don't know when it will end. Now end that, sir.
I
Thank you very
agree
much.
with
I enjoy the
you.
program
I
though.
agree with you. I agree with you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank
But
you
the
very much,
solution,
Ola.
Matilda, if
The
I can
reason
just come
why.
in, the solution.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
The solution is let we go back to chiefdom administration as decentralization. The provinces, let them therefore supervise the chiefdoms. They'll get the national government. Let every chiefdom able plan what in they want and then get the funds for do what in they want. If that school they want build this year, we not give them the funds, let them build them. Would one build road, get on the funds. Would want electricity, get on the funds. But make sure, say, there is a supervision mechanism for monitor and evaluate so that public funds is not wasted. That's what you have in Belgium. That's what you have in Scandinavia. As for they say, yes, now true say Belgium, it take time for me to get central government. In Norway, now overnight. But it will surprise a lot of people to know that Norway has two parliaments. Yes, Norway get two parliaments. One parliament there for the people who they talk Norwegian, another parliament then at the north for the people who they talk a minority language what then they call Samisk. Minority in Norway, majority in Sweden, they are in Finland and Russia. Just like I got the Kisses them that are Eastern Axis, then they Guinea, then they Liberia, then they Salone. And so the Samisk then they are the north. But because they are in the minority, they have been given the decentralized power for make them govern themselves, then use their language in their school systems, then use their language in their parliament, but then they adhere to the constitution and laws of Norway. We can do that in Sierra Leone if we are ready. We can do that. And I'm for the ask but we can decentralize in Sierra Leone in a way where it go be to we advantage. That picky we born na Kailaun. If you go Kailaun for work, for do anything, they do it with love. They do it with commitment. They do it with focus. So there will be maximum performance. But if you go take somebody who born Kaila, you go make a district officer na Kabbalah, you don't care, not to him home. We get for try for begin think for do things properly. We want to do the right thing, but we are doing them wrongly. Now go back to topic Matilda. That
Yes,
was
sir.
just a deviation.
No, that's fine. And me just be one for I'd say this is the solution. The reason why I wanted to do the show and the reason why I really looked and searched and tried to get the right person to do the show with me because I strongly believe this is one of the solution. If we do not understand who we are, if we do not understand our genealogy, if we do not understand our interconnectedness, that is why there is a lot of division amongst us. But if we
Exactly.
understand who that we
Exactly.
be, we understand how interconnected we are, how closely related we are, then maybe all of these, self entitlement, the
All the
barrier, the
isms
wall
will go
will
away.
fall.
All the
Yeah,
isms will go away.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. It will bring down exactly. It will bring down all of the isms. So for me, this is one of the solution. That is why this show is so important to me. That no matter what happens, I know they skip am for nobody in business. I know for say today when I've been they
Okay.
look forward to me for can talk something else. But no, this is what we are going to talk about. Because for me, this is as important as waiting on a feel say I suppose to can sit down and ask for talk today. No, this is it. It is what
We're
every single
talking
minute.
independence, Matilda.
Yeah, it is what
This is
every single
independence.
minute,
When you know who you are,
every
then you become independent. If you
it is
don't know who
what
you are, you can be misled.
yeah, yeah. So you see how just now the caller call he say, you not talk about the recording. And you see how he was quickly corrected using history to say, actually, the people that you know as are baggers. And it trace some able to tell una how the connection was made. So you see, if we don't understand we say, we don't know who we are as a people, how do we have a voice? How do we have a connective voice? What
We
unifies
cannot.
us? Because
We
Definitely,
cannot.
the green, white, and blue, the flag has not unified us. So let us look for something a bit deeper than the flag to unify
If I know
us.
Matilda Cole is a blood relative of mine, I would have empathy for her. She would have empathy for me.
Exactly.
True or false?
Exactly. Make we not allow the names then for fool we.
Hmm.
Because we have allowed the names to fool us. So for me,
We
this is
allow
one.
the names, then we allow something where they use willfully. Go and do a research about obstructionism. Obstructionism. Obstructionism is when you create a situation where you don't allow people to get the correct knowledge, you feed them what you want them to hear.
Mhm,
It's the major
mhm,
thing that is our problem today.
mhm,
A lot of people claim to be educated, but they don't know a thing about who they are because they are
mhm.
fed with the obstructionist mentality and believe in that lies we then tell them. Even religion was taken to us in an obstructionist way. Then go paint a picture of God as one wicked man, we sit down, they wait for go punish we. Then he makes some bless. He make the other lucky. It's not God. We therefore go back and view and review some of them philosophies, then concepts and things that we hold dear to us. We therefore get an open mind. And the only way we will get an open mind, now we'll begin to understand, say, we are all connected one way or the other. Then you begin to ask, what is it that makes me and Martin look different? Is it the name? Is it the area of upbringing? Is it the level of education? And if she's had Western education, I have had Arabic education. Where do we meet? How do we meet? Who created algebra that we use in Western education today? Who was that Iranian who lectured in Egypt called Mohammed Al-Kowitsmi? If Matilda knows algebra, I know algebra, then we are connected somehow. There are several points of connections we can have, but it depends on our beliefs and our perceptions. And obstructionism, they destroy with belief and perceptions and create beliefs and perceptions for control. They do
Yeah.
it because a few want to benefit. Go ahead, ma. Sorry about the
Okay.
deviation.
No, that's fine because it is all part of knowing who we are. It is all part of establishing the fact that we all are one family. You know, I have been in situations where people will call me Matilda because they know that is my name. My name is Matilda, given to me by birth. But then I don't in a
If I had met
situation where
you before knowing your name,
somebody
I'll call you. I'll listen. If I had met you before knowing your name, I'll call you Maria too. You look like Maria too.
no, but for just show no more how this entitlement or this thing where they don't put inside with society consciously or unconsciously can go deep, and sometimes people can react to that is that somebody when me don't sabi for ages always called me Matilda. But because of political disagreement, because I said no, one day I was shocked when the person referred to me as that Creole lady. I was like, what? So now, for all these years,
That's
you've called me
petty.
Matilda.
That's very petty,
But because we
Matilda.
disagree on one thing, now it's gone down to my tribe. Like, really? I'm no longer Matilda, I'm now that Creole lady. So you see, that is why I have to, and it happened during this election. It happened during
Well,
somebody where
it's
I
been
hold
said
in high
before.
esteem. You know, from afar, I held that person in high esteem. I respected them so much. And then they made something and said that Creole man we sit down at Canada. I'm like, oh my gosh, are we there yet? No, we are
Matilda,
definitely not there yet.
Matilda. Just now I spoke about obstructionism. Obstructionism now the process where it is set in motion. Terms of obstructionism, first it dey radicalize the minds of other than they use am. Next, it dey create fundamentalism.
Yeah.
Now we dey see so na Salone. We use of obstructionism for make certain few people benefit. Now it don't polarize the country to a dangerous level. People then they talk about political polarization, then they talk about ethnic polarization, but the fact is the basic Sierra Leonean socio-psychology today is fundamentalist. We was past Al Qaeda. We was past Al Qaeda. If man they tell you saying a Mende, so if we be Mende, if they forget say we meet that woman at street, we say that Mami, how are you, my Yuyanam? The woman answer, you know the Axe House tribe, una born picking, and if una get picking, that picking a mixture of Uda Ibi and Mende. But if people they try for preach Mende, that's fundamentalism. If people they try for preach Timney, now fundamentalism. If people they try for preach Creole, now fundamentalism. If religion they do am, politics they do am, then we are no longer safe. I make some of them tell what they do so necessary. Let the world know say, in as much as we get with differences, we get with
Yes.
diversities, we are one and the same. We are all human.
Yeah. No,
And
it's
being
very, very.
human, you have to consider that what you don't want to be done to you, don't do it to others.
Yeah.
That's the second commandment. We religious scriptures then they tell you about 10 commandments. The enlightened people later say no, two commandments we get. The first commandment is they preach gratitude. Honor thy father and thy mother. Believe and respect God. Now gratitude. All the other commandments and they tell you say, what you know I let them do to you, not do unto your company.
Do unto others as you will, and them do unto you.
With
Yeah.
golden rule. So if we
Exactly.
understand
The
them thing there, issues here. We look at the similarities in with languages, with origins. People that we come on at the North come. People that we come with Kaman, Ture, then left na the forest. He tells some, say, wait for me now. Now they call Chide Kono, because he tell them, say, Makono, wait for me. He
And they
went
come.
north. He went north to expand the Mali Empire in the Senegambia region. But he could not return. So all the people he came with and left in the forested regions are still there. Some of them are part of Sierra Leone today. Some are part of
Yeah.
Guinea today. They speak a dialect of Malinke that is different from the northern dialect, which is the Bambara. Then your dialect, Naina the Konya. Now then people are mixed with the Kuru, the Galines, the Vai, who get to the what you call Mende. Well, tell me what is different about us. What is different about us? Is it the material acquisition that we see so big that we have to kill our spirit man? Doesn't it pay us to be spiritually connected in terms of Matilda Cole? I see him as a relative. We build trust, we go into business, we invest, we take over we economy. Why is you make today with the suffer in Salona? Because aliens they don't get control over the economy. Our economy is controlled by foreigners. So big brother in fault too. Now we fault. We so divided, forgetting that we all na Fambul. All man they fed for imports. But the pots they're not the boil again, bo. Because even the firewood na idea. Electricity not there, firewood not there. So what you go do? Go back, log on at the drawing board. When the drawing board, now them program here. Now listen to ourselves. We understand the nonsense road they talk. Don't make sense out of them. Today
Indeed.
is 60 years, 63 years of so-called independence. 1985, I slaughtered myself by some tactical move. I go Guinea during Cultur in Berlin as official delegation of the government. The Conakry city I met at that time was an advanced village. 1985, recently. Then Lansana Conte took over, Colonel Lansana Conte. But because the people let me don't build a national aspiration, Sekou Touré had a roadmap, but he didn't have the contacts to use that roadmap. When Lansana Conte came, everything opened and began implement the roadmap. 1987, I go back Conakry, Matilda. I meet Conakry, then get Renault buses. The type they will get in Europe right now, that long two bus we get a rubber middle, where they bend that rubber, they bend with them. It been there, then call the company Sogi Track. I met it in 87. 1998, I went to Conakry. It was more advanced than what I left in 87. Today, Conakry is better than Freetown. Guinea is better than Freetown. So we have to begin to ask ourselves in Sierra Leone, what is wrong with us? This is why I always say the intellectuals of Sierra Leone, me and you, we owe an obligation for come together. Let we map a roadmap for Sierra Leone. And the roadmap begins with them program how they discuss. Do ya? Let all man listen to the rubbish how they talk. When I make sense out of the nonsense how they talk. No begin call conferences, no go discuss. How can we take this place we call home forward? So pass we get conference for make them can intervene middle we call on tripartite or quadripite. No, we talk. We will make ourselves better. We able to do them. Because we're in a Fambul. The 6 Sierra Leonean DNA na Fulani Malinke. No care whether the person they talk Mende, they talk Bandi, they talk Loko, they talk Kisi, where you check the DNA, you get Malinke in them. The Fulani
Right.
DNA come later. Because Fulaman and then cow the horse, so then we get landing for control people, then they make them afraid. Then Tim Neman so ila. I didn't take that name na lunge masoila. I didn't really keep the horse.
Indeed. So, as we dey try for wrap up today on show of Salone, we all na one fambul. Fambul, una know we don't take una through the journey. We don't establish certain thing them. We don't talk about Senegambia. We don't talk about the people that we come out Senegambia and how they reach Salone. We don't talk about the Songhai Empire, right? We don't talk about the Tuaregs, then we don't talk about the Konos, them. We have a caller on the line. Make her take the call.
Right, that's
Caller,
better.
no side, no side the call from. Hello, caller. Waiting on your name and no side the call from.
So, I'm named Avali. I come from Ohio.
Okay.
Hello?
Wait till you get today. Yes, go ahead. Wait till you get for it today.
Hey, so I'll be one for make Mr. Jamborea able for connect how they speak, they in point and educative. How can he connect it with patriotism? The reason why I ask that question is In the Western world, in Americas, um, the reason why make they are experiencing development and that they sustain the um, social amenities and all of that because natives, the citizens, they hold their country dear to their heart, respect of their faults or pitfalls. They make sure say waiting deserve for the everybody, everybody for able for benefit from them. So I go want for make you really elaborate. How can you connect all these linguistic languages they refer to? So how can you incorporate this attribute of patriotism? Because I think that the lack na Salone. Because individualism don't uh, come into the concept of we are thoughtful mind where we feel say if we come on at the north or the south or east, we they center into selfish uh, goal and they look at the end goal for us Unions. How can everybody benefit from everything where we they call natural resources or even education? If they talk about district council, chiefdom councils, these things they exist. How patriotic these individuals with their place into these leadership roles are even patriotic to consider that we can all collectively work together and move the common goal for the nation because everybody does seem to be sabotager from the other. So I go really want to know how it go leak that concept patriotism on a data belief say lack
Okay,
in the country where they cause that.
okay, my Labali.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. I think since we don't
My
listen to the
Labali,
show,
this year.
uh,
Oh
I
My
yeah
would
now.
say
Labali, we can create patriotism, but it's a long process. But one way to we go do, if we get a national roadmap, which we don't have, if we stop talking about manifestos of political parties, we get a country national roadmap where obligatory. I don't care which party you be, where you can have power if you follow it in the another roadmap. The policies, the visions, and everything. If we combine that with decentralization, let the chiefdom them able implement within the roadmap, we go begin build patriotism. Because what you they call patriotism, it not they exist today. You know why it not they exist? The Sierra Leonean does not know what is Sierra Leone. They know where they are born. The map Sierra Leone are just a drawing on the atlas for most people. But if we can begin to establish a system where people will take joy in developing their own areas, we create a competition, say, Koya chiefdom na Kenema, Bauma, they don't do this year. Koya chiefdom na Putloko Songo, no able do am. Then you will see people then begin compete for development themselves. And if you make sure,
okay,
say, boy jalo, a born na Bauma, where you get all in qualification, let go work na Bauma and develop it. Not so by force,
okay,
but now make them a priority.
right. Thank you very much,
You go
Mr.
see,
Jamboya.
yes, ma.
I want to hold your thoughts because I want to go to the other caller because I don't know waiting
Go
the
to the
other
caller,
caller.
I know.
That's where you can wrap up.
Waiting, Mr.
Caller, waiting.
Lavaliak, a loaded question.
Exactly, I know. And I think throughout the show, we've been trying to address it in many ways. In question was
Yes.
valid, but I also know that
Very
throughout
valid,
the show,
very
we will
valid.
address that in very, very various ways. Even justifying the reason
Yeah,
for the show was a way of
yeah.
addressing waiting is ask. Make a caller, waiting on your name and also you they call from.
Yes, now for the Mustafa again, they call because I obliged for respond because this caller we just call so. I be read this thing we talk about again with Mr. Kagbo in program about patriotism. Patriotism not something when they sell. We they make laws and laws them not we all now this country that will not patriotic, but we therefore do what the law say. Where they talk about patriotism, not to something where they force people them. You might be patriotic, you might be not. But if you do what the law say you do. We would then I also we then say for pay tax, we all know the one pay tax. So if I get any way why they evade tax at the dorm, but you cannot because then go hold you back, they say can't pay. With man, they not sabi na belt of Musa they not sabi sing the national anthem even. They not sabi am. Wait till they know the law say if you go work, if you work, if you pay tax. And if you not work, then they give you benefit for a particular time. After a particular time, they give you job by force and you pay tax. So this patriotism not to show what they the way they talk and say patriotic. No. We love Salone in general. But if I go Salone again, we for evade tax or do things them the other way. I did do I'm but let your law hold me. We say you have to. Like for instance, we look at it happen in the country. You they see that person they do the same thing with that man they put on herself for. The other time they say one paramount chief then go hold him because he go then go do woman. There's one lady something I don't know what they do him. They say the woman they rape him or whatever. They left him. They don't even talk about her. Kamarimba not really go the one cooking a business. So no, you have to apply the rules. When you apply the rules to everybody go feel a part of that society, that community. But if you today look at the kush business, how it happen, then the whole other person, the other person they go and work free. So how you go feel I go make those people a part of this thing in the fight of the kush. Then go say this the one them we come on that side, then they do a more they're free. But the other person we come on that side. So you can never force people to be patriotic, but the laws have to be applied. And when you apply them, you go have people in other way be patriotic because they are going to do it though. So now that I want because the Mr. Kago trying to explain to us and say patriotism is not something, but he still cannot understand why patriotism should not come first. Waiting for come first now the rule of law. Then you treat everybody equally. We treat everybody equally, we go feel a part of the society and we go do the right thing for the country. Thank you very much, Mr. Collar. I just want to respond to that.
Okay, thank you very much. And the caller make a great point. You know, patriotism is not an innate thing, right? Patriotism is demonstrated based on waiting, available to you. I not go see injustice and being levied on someone else or injustice being levied on me for the same crime committed, and then you expect me for be patriotic, right? Like the
It will not
example he
happen.
gave, right? Like the example he gave, like me na so I know for say me Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. If I do a crime, if he self do the exact same crime, na the same penalty we dey get.
And the same
It no
punishment.
matter if he na prime minister or me na just a citizen. Now the same exact penalty we dey get so long as it is the same crime.
Exactly.
They no go say because na prime
Exactly.
minister then go forgive him and he go get a second chance or they no go talk about am. No. Like at the end of the day, if you use the country in money in a way we're not supposed to use them, it they pay from your own pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because me as a taxpayer, where I they pay me money, not to them they are pay me money as a taxpayer for. So I understand what the last caller just said. I understand what the other caller just said about patriotism. That is why we are doing this show. We are doing this show to educate people, to let them know that this goes beyond your mega or your minute understanding of culture or tradition or allegiance or tribal allegiance. It goes way beyond that. It's understanding your roots. When you know your roots, when you know your foundation, then maybe, just maybe, the pillars then go begin for disintegrate. I go to the caller. Caller, waiting at your name and no say you dey call from. Hello, caller.
Hello, are you talking to me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
hello. I just want to say I'm really, really happy with the program tonight. And I want to know what's not the this elder with it talk. I don't forget his name. We need
Mr.
Israelians
Jamboria.
that like that. Let them educate. Yeah, we need Israelians that like that for let them educate the young youths or the young people in Australia, especially the school generation, where they don't lose their purpose in life. You know, say one thing where it comes to we going back to the basis. I think one of the things that we Australians that we don't forget, we don't really forget who's we come out. Salone, if we think about the history of Australia, we are really not tribalistic. Now, we tribalism tends to surface more in that country when it's politics or whenever it's election time. The Timni man, the Mende man there, if you look at the boundary, even between the boundary between the Mende and the Timni there, the last village between the Timni and the Timni and the Mende that they live side by side. Well, because of we have lazy politicians who have lost their purpose in life, they have no ideas, they haven't got any ideas or any clue how to lead or get the masses out of poverty. That they use the simple means for let them succeed or for let them manipulate election, which is tribalism. So we as Iranians, like this ella when they talk now, so like I hope we will get like a sessions or we can have like a workshops for young Iranians in that country. They really educate the people that are the provinces, they educate everybody in the country, even to the market woman, they let we know the logic or the strategy where these politicians that they use. If he asks, for example, I asked, I mean, I know one for you introduce myself. Happens for attend the same school with the president and some of the ministers. I be asked one of the
So
senior
you're a boss
ministers,
school boy.
and one of the ministers, I asked her, I say,
Me
wanna
say get
say una one
connection to
for
both school. My grandpa get in name Boy Jalo. And the only Boy Jalo who
yeah,
attend both school.
yeah. One of the things there because we self where would they we self we very close to the England here. We are very frustrated because if he asks, I asked one of the senior ministers, I say, "Una say una want to make peace salon project peace salon." Now I asked, I said, "Well, why is it the Ministry of Agriculture is still based in Freetown? How many subsistence farmers do we have in Freetown? Or how many agricultural activities that would they take place at Freetown? Because this me Ella
My brother,
one
the
cup.
caller.
Mm,
If I interfere with you small, you dey
mm,
ask a question where I mean don't answer just now. Yes,
yes,
you're
sir.
right. We forget workshops and seminars and other things to educate people in the different languages. That I think are the work on right now. It will take time to
We'll be
build up.
really grateful.
But the fact is, it's high time Sierra Leoneans sit together and say, what can we do to make this place a better place that is for all of us? We need a
Mm,
roadmap. We need a roadmap for Sierra Leone where for go side by side with the constitution, it will be obligatory on every government where they come for follow it in the roadmap. If because of time and changes in technology, we need for the revise
mm-hmm,
them, they need for the care and go na parliament, then discuss them, then come to the people, they make referendum, then revise them. With
Well,
diversity,
hey,
we for take advantage of them by doing these things.
true, true.
We are
I
all
think if
one
we
and the
talk one,
same people, but with diverse backgrounds. If we have a
okay.
roadmap, then politicians don't need to be telling us about manifestos. Next time a
Mm-hmm.
politician can't say get manifesto, tell us, say, let's show you the manifesto. Now you are it. Right,
But
sir.
you know this talk, yes, sir. This talk here with the talk, this talk here we talk. If you talk one other fucking, I may forgive me. Obviously, I may have not get a quote, precisely which he say.
No,
Most
no,
of
don't
this,
ask for
let's say,
apology. Feel
we
free.
paramount,
It's a national
yeah,
discussion.
yeah, we paramount chiefs. Then I think one of the things that we say that the disempowerment of a paramount chiefs that will don't cause all this trouble.
We disempower
You
them,
see,
they'll
if you
go
go
put
to
them on politics in parliament. There's no need for the parliament.
exactly,
Empower the chiefdom councils. Then the paramount chief, then,
they
then they
go,
act in a natural environment.
yeah, they go make man
Empower
we
the
be in
chiefdom
America,
councils.
we be in our
Make the chiefdom
we be in
council.
America
You
or
where they
England.
talk so. The chiefdom where you come
Mm.
out, where you go back home, go work there and help for build up that chiefdom.
Well, possibly by
But
God
you
and
don't
Bow
fit
will be the
on the
next
Congo
paramount chief.
and life forget ministerial post. We have
Hello.
we own problem because of the way they think, my brother. The solutions are
Mm-hmm.
right in front of us, but we don't want to use them. Because as
Yeah,
my
but the
brother, Mr. Lavalibin, they talk about patriotism, he made certain points were correct. We don't have patriotism because we are looking for the self-interest. Patriotism will develop when we have a roadmap, when we get a common national outlook, and all mango and chiefdom implement the national
mm-hmm.
outlook.
Absolutely.
Everybody go feel proud for making chiefdom. They up to date like the other chiefdom there. But now everything
Mhm.
is centralized. First you go to
I tell
minister na
you.
Freetown, for make you go ask for tractor for you swamp na Levuma.
All
Sometimes
the
you know
way
they
now,
get that tractor just no
I'm
self.
going by the street.
This
You
is
know.
how we have disempowered ourselves. We disempower ourselves because we look say that how they talk Timney different from the how they talk Mendy. How they talk Timney, where it say Sababu, the Mende man say Sabu. Not the same thing they mean. Same thing.
Papa, yeah, the Mendema
Don't
point
get
to
that
the woman.
Malinke
Lot
connection.
no go
Why we
into that one.
focus and fair to yourself?
Mhm. But the whole thing, sir, one thing I had try for say here, for Salone, some of these basic things we can't get it right, like electricity.
Because the
This is
intellectual
21st
class not
century,
ready for make we get that right,
like
my brother. Me and you is Sabi, now we not the
basic things.
problem now. So the layman a village, oh, no talk banabom where they conta or lamboy where they levuma. Now me and you is Sabi book, now we cause problem because we want for ride Labongini. We want for build to
Hmm.
nose. They want all them fine girl them, let them come to we because get money in our pocket. So become foolish idiots, causing trouble for ourselves, self-sabotage. When some
Hmm.
of who they talk, they say that man too radical. Me not radical. At 69, I'm
No,
radical.
but
Can't
I
kill
say
me.
I say we just need you two. Two of una we need na salon no more.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
You know, two of una. Oh, what's in that
But like una
electricity?
see
Oh,
wetin
30
una
days we
fit
don't
do
even get
una
electricity.
fit wait
This is 21st
una no
century.
fit
We have solar panels. Like we should be investing in renewable energy. I don't want to call names again. Again, one of my greatest disappointment with the president, is my Cultur. I love him dearly. But one of the things that what I'm really, really disappointed with him. Okay, sorry, Mr. Senge, I'm going to put you on a blast.
Amedemia, take the
This
way they
guy,
talk about her.
yeah, pretty much. This man, he brought Moini Senge on board. Moini Senge had, a lot of background from, technology, you know. So women if you say this guy if I don't put money na the technology side and see how if I don't push it there or if I don't give it that drive there and the renewable energy for a lot of ideas. This is 21st century. We should be investing in renewable energies, not to invest money in Turkish boats or whatever boats where they give you electricity. It's not logical. And it
Honestly,
also is not
honestly.
sustainable because we have a very small GDP.
We
If we have
will
such a
come
small
and discuss
GDP, then
that
we use
issue
that.
at another date, sir. That issue of sustainable power in Sierra Leone, I think I know the solution, but we'll discuss it at another program.
Uh,
Andrew Kiley knows the
uh,
solution. He was given money in 2004 to do a research. He wrote his report. I have that report, CMAT. But we'll
and for
discuss
Christ's
another
sake, help me
program.
out, please. Yeah, if you can kindly let me out my misery, because my brain is pacing. What is going on with the
Okay.
Bumbuna project in Sierra Leone?
So
We will
caller,
talk on
I
that
go get
day. Do
for
you
we
big
go get for
other
talk
caller?
that
The Lord
another
get the
time,
other caller.
just because of
Then
the nature
question
of
I
Okay,
will
the
get for
all right,
answer
show.
thank you.
them. Now step-by-step
Yeah,
program.
yeah. We will have to go into that in another show. I will tell you, say maybe not next week, but the week after. We go get for do Nambara Soto and not Soto Nambara Nayaso. So when Nambara Soto and not Soto Nambara come back and can ask me this question. But today we are not
The
doing
man
Nambara
say
Soto
trouble
or
you
Soto
away.
Nambara.
Matilda, the man say trouble you away.
Exactly. We are not doing trouble with Bawe and Ayaso today. Make I go to the next caller. Caller, waiting at your name and say you call from.
Hello?
Yes, caller, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Maltida, and good evening, Dr. Jallo. And I appreciate this for Wona to let me call in. And I just want for make a quick one. And this not topic. I know when I hear me clearly.
Yeah, go ahead,
Not
please.
too clearly, actually, but we hear you.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, Dr. Jallo and Maltida, me, low talk about this electric blackouts that we're having in the country. Again, let's talk about that. Part of the problem with this, again, now because we don't get revenue, we don't get money, we don't ever get sustainable plan for the last 50 years to give light now Freetown, for the whole of Freetown, to power the house and economy in Freetown, not alone the rest of the country. Today, right now, there's an estimate that between 500 to 700 million dollars would Yobu power Freetown. Now, the way we're going to do this, I truly believe, is having a white government that would tax the diaspora. If you tax the diaspora about close to the conservative estimate that is out there, about 1.5 million of us that is outside, if you will get up to 700 to 750,000 of us that can pay $25 a month into that fund or tax, whatever you want to call it, you call it whatever you want to call it. I prefer to call it tax because you'll be able to enforce the tax. You have a mechanism to enforce tax on anyone. It doesn't matter where they are. You can still impose that tax and hold them accountable. With that, Ugoyobu solve this electric problem na Salone. That's just one. Ugoyobu solve the water problem na Salone. That's another thing. Ugoyobu solve the sanitary problem na Salone. Me, I truly believe that if we got the right government, a right government that have a real plan for 10, 15, 20 years and tax the diaspora for at least 10 years, on $25 a month, you'll be able to create enough fund where you will solve all the issue there, the basic infrastructure problems that we get in our land, which you will help our economy in turn and open the economy up and give a lot more jobs and build a different kind of economy. But the solution, I truly believe, is through taxing the diaspora, because the the IMF, the World Bank, no will ever give we that kind of money there for be able to sustain ourselves in investing in our infrastructure. That is not their plan. The IMF, the World Bank, the donor country will never give you that kind of money because they don't want to give you that kind of money. The reason they don't want to give you that kind of money, they want you to depend on them so then you will get more power into your politics and how you run things. But if we, as the diaspora, you will come up with that money, say, for example, electricity, then you will make them public, where you will make it affordable.
If I can come in, sir, and I'm sure I know the
Okay.
caller who is calling.
Mr. Jamboria, this unfortunately is not a question that we are going to be able to answer in the show, just because by answering this particular question in the show, it deviates from everything that we've sort of talked about. I don't talk,
Well,
say, in
it's
another 2 weeks'
connected to
time.
the roadmap we are talking about, Matilda. If we have a
I,
roadmap for Sierra Leone, all that they
Mhm,
can say,
mhm.
how we go get the diaspora for participate in funding Sierra Leone?
So,
Ethiopia then build one of the biggest dams from internal revenue collection. Somaliland in East Africa then get Somaliland Investment Forum, where then they get money repatriated. But as you rightly say, we will do it in another show. But the question is, we cannot do these things if we don't have a national roadmap. And the national roadmap for be structured for making bring we together, let we trust each other. Because where there is no trust, nothing works. As they say right enough, Hakim decides, say, okay, every year I go buy $5,000 treasury bond na Salone. But do I trust the system to do that? I don't need to
yeah.
be taxed. I
So
can buy
basically,
treasury bond.
yeah. So basically, what I want to
Everybody
say,
can
like,
buy
caller,
treasury bond.
thank you very much for the question, and I will ask you for make you call in another 2 weeks' time and ask the same question again, wherein we
We
go
go
deal
deal
with
with
the
the issues,
energy
yeah. How we go
crisis.
get with
We go deal.
roadmap and other things.
Well, let
Listen,
me
this
just
show
say this
I
one
don't.
last word before I get up. Let me just say this one last word. No matter what we talk about, no matter what problem we talk about in Salone, without revenue, you're not able to do nothing. I thank you all.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
sir.
So
Thank
you
you.
see the energy crisis in Sierra Leone is something I've talked about program in, program out. As a matter of fact, if you go dig the history of the show, you will see I don't talk about the energy crisis, solving the energy crisis. I should say I don't do about 3 or 4 shows about that, different shows them. And here we are again. I feel like I feel like every year, other year or so, or every 6 months or thereabout or so, something happens major that we cannot avoid but talk about the energy crisis in Sierra Leone and how to resolve the electrification of Sierra Leone. However, this is not the place I'm going to tackle this. I know one for deviate from a very beautiful historical show and learning show where we don't get so far. Like I said, in 2 weeks' time we go, Nambara Sotan, so all Soto Nambara, depending on whose language you want to come, and then we,
And
we
the
can go
Wali
there.
from Senegambia will come and provide a solution.
Exactly. And for today, me want for left, Mr. Jamboya, I want for make you give the final word, make you give your closing remarks for today's show. Even as we wrap up the show for today, I just want to make you give your closing remarks and your goodbye and tata and at 63 final word to the people then.
The closing remarks get for be loaded. First, I dey talk to the intellectuals of Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is our fatherland. Sierra Leone is our motherland. Most of us have come to the diaspora to get jobs, to make our mark, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, we have to go back home. Some of you today are going to Gambia. Some of you are going to Ghana. How long can we continue to be refugees passing here on earth? Can we sit together and ask ourselves, how do we make Sierra Leone for all of us? How can we come together in a conference to plot a roadmap that will take us forward? I'm asking this specifically to the intellectual class because we have the instruments, the intellectual instruments to decide what needs to be decided on. So we ordinary folks, Salone done 63 years with them in give we independence. Because not we fed for them. Law not like we chef na give them give we. Then give we because immediately after the Second World War, Britain and Europe been so destroyed. They all been there and bigger. They now want extra trouble. They say, let's go of the areas, yeah. But now give small control so that later we go there back and see what you can do. We are given a level of independence politically. It been left to we for take advantage of that. We get a roadmap, we get a plan for make we all go before. But since then, give it that freedom, we see them the cause and effect. Do ya? We all na Fambul la Salone. If you name Kamara, you dey talk Mende. That man name Kamara where they talk to me na Fambul. If you name Tarawali, you dey talk Kono. That man name Tarawali where they talk Suso. The Tarawali where they talk Timni. The Tarawali where they talk Mende. Una all get the same DNA. Una na great grandpikin of Tirakam and Traore. They wake out the Kono then say Makono. Tirakam and Traore, na the great grandpa of Samori Toure. Na the great grandpa of Ahmed Sheku Toure, the first leader of Guinea. So now see how we connected. Traore, Tarali, Toure, Taki, are the same people. So do ya? If person can't own for can preach, say you different from that man, ask and say, what you make me different? How are different? Because I they talk language or different. Let's can say that way how they build meals, not to show that man they build meals. That way why they cook saki, not to show that man they cook kayoka. Because what you call saki, na in the team the man call koyoka. When the man they put bench and that young cacao for make it draw small. The team the man they cook and put okra tola. So they put granite. But now the same cassava leaf. That fufu, how then they cook and put lock on, so then they cook and kailan. The trust the whole they were not the same. All of us alone, you get poorer society. Any side we poorer day, then they call the place Yoni. You get go boy, you get bang I call this other devil Nafale, it all over Sierra Leone. So what do you make we different? If person can't tell you say different because of your language, ask and say what you mean. Because that make we they can't sit down, they talk now. Now that make I they spend me time and me money, they research for make Salone people know say we all fumble. And we're not gonna make una know that by force with a big una let una understand, and we go come with all the facts let una understand. Una we get chance for go research and find out. Do that. Let you know how you relate to them on the other side. Then we help Salone now after 63 years. Because now the only place where they call home. Salone now we all you. That's gonna be my last word for today. That God help we.
Thank you very much, sir. So it's funny that people them ask this question. As a matter of fact, the last three callers then questions them. Um, if you know me, I've been somebody way very superstitious. I've been for say last night they were at my dinner table. That's what I would have said. That they were sitting right at the dinner table because see some Sierra Leoneans them come Ochawa, Usaimi Day, for the UN International Treaty on Plastic, decreased use of plastic or plastic treaty, international convention, on the plastic treaty, and then reach out to me. And so at first I'm like, who are you people? They're like, oh, if we can represent the government of Salone and we they are so for the UN convention, blah 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 blah. I'm a Sierra Leonean. A Sierra Leonean reach out to me, I'll embrace them. I talked to them small, but then yesterday evening, I invited them out to dinner. Right? I invited them out to dinner, and as we sit down at the dinner table with the talk, one of the questions the way they ask me, they say, Matilda, we observe say you're very critical of government. Were you this critical of the government past? I'm like, absolutely, you can go check. They're like, really? I'm like, yes, absolutely. They're like, when they did bad, you criticize? I'm like, yes. And when they did good, I will celebrate them. And so I've done for those governments in areas I feel that they've done well, I will celebrate. But in areas that I feel like they are not doing well or they are not trying, I'll speak about it. And so we talk. And so then say, Matilda, so in all this talk where they talk, waiting at the solution, waiting you feel saying at the solution. I laughed. And I said to them, we need a national plan. They're like, what? I'm like, yes, we need a national plan. I said, we are missing a national plan. And then they go expound more. I'm like, I say, you know what's missing right now in a Salone? We need for redo the constitution 1. We need a national plan 2. I'm like, together with the new constitution, the national plan, and the recommendation of the TRC, Salone will be good. I'm like, but in order for this to
It's if inside me, not so.
I don't know, I just they talk with you, I
You
talk
will
last
talk
night
to
to
me
them.
by which? I don't know now.
I just dey tell them wetin I tell them last night. I say, but in order for this to work, I'm like, remove the paramount chiefs out of parliament. They have no business there. I'm like, they belong in their provinces. I'm like, for this national plan to work, for the new constitution to work, and for the recommendations of the TRC to be properly applied, I say we get 16 districts then a Salone to so. I'm like, let the districts take care of their own business. I'm like, and then they said to me, why? But we have a presidency, we get manifesto. I'm like, manifestos have not worked for Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone manifestos will not work for Sierra Leone. And so they say, but we need ruling. We need somebody for rule. And I said to them, get a consortium. And they're like, so how will the consortium work? I'm like, how many tribes do we have in Sierra Leone? I'm like, I'm not saying by population, size by size. I'm like, how many tribes or linguistic group do we have in Sierra Leone? Then tell me. I'm like, pick one of each of those linguistic group, let them form the consortium, and we are good. That was my answer to them. So, happy 63rd. If those people who I spoke to representing the Sierra Leone government last night, if they are watching the show, they will tell you that this is what Matilda said to us as our solution. Unotata. Until next time, may God bless you all. The solutions are there. Just listen to the voices. Listen to the right voices. Contact them. Be in dialogue with them. We are not your enemies. Because guess what?
Exactly.
The land belongs to us. The land is ours. You know, and one panel look me and say, listen, Matilda, how long ago you left Salone? I tell them. They're like, since how long ago you don't left Salone? Because when you speak, you do not speak like somebody where just left Salone. I tell them, I say, since when a young I don't begin to left Salone up and down. And then they ask me, so why are you still so passionate about a place? Clearly you're doing well for yourself. We can see that. Why are you still so passionate about a place
Because
that,
you have a spiritual connection to that place.
yes, I'm a humanitarian at heart. And secondly, no matter what you say, I remain a Sierra Leonean. I am a Sierra Leonean, whether you agree with me or not. But let me say this. If you notice, the social media spaces, today has been one of the saddest days ever in the celebration of independence or acknowledgement of independence in Salone. The spaces were quiet. People were quiet. You cannot rig and rogue people. You cannot defame them. You cannot debase them and ask them to pray. Unotata.
Thank you very much.
You party, I go tell you who that it be. If you party na smoker, you safe na smoker. If you party na drunker, then you safe na drunker. But if you party well intelligent and matured, una go able to think for a brighter future. So let me say no for push. Let me say no
Sierra Leone, push. You ma killer this is for them. Hope for you say.
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah, I can feel them. What are they run me eye? We are the see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh, me I can feel them. When you they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask them, tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house, they gonna get so all day they kush. Oh yeah, say not a kush. Me brother don't before in time. Say not a kush. So we they use the old age man youngest. Say not a kush. The youths them just they die. Say not a kush. Sorry Salone. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Hope for you to say, is it on? Na so we say make we drive cushion na Salone. But we life them.
That is so right, yeah now. What's if they do? But we bother them, they die. Push on down the hill, now them body just they dry. So foot at them body, they and now they just they cry. Now we bother them foot so they swell now why? I don't know if now the chemical or what's in them they put. Best of all avoid them, nothing but the suit. Other food and they for it, come up and push. We say bring this message so you do work for you. On the me.
Every day we they lost it man their life because of push. Yeah, Papa government, NGOs not come so we aim. Yeah, you way they import push. You know like Salone, no. And we value we like Dr. Isaac was
say that's a cushion. Me brother don't want before in time. Say that's a cushion. So we they use the old age man youngest. Say that's a cushion. The youths them just they die. Say that's a cushion. Sorry Salone. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa
Papa government jail. They don't kill plenty youth, then I will land. Innocent youth, them me say na will land. Picture leaders, them me say na will land. What they doing? Let's all fight the men pen. And I'm a feed you cushion. What you have in my bed for? Be at all bed. Hey, I've been a number.
Mamonga, Ushibwele, Mamonga, Papa government, Amupema, Mamu Manja, Mamupema, Kushihinde, Abubualo, Ushibwele, Abenyeni, Numalo, Abukuli, Numalo, Abu Malo.
Say that's a cushion. Me brother don't before in time. Say that's a cushion. So we they use the knowledge my young girl. Say that's a cushion. The youths them just they die. Say that's a cushion. Sorry Salone. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Push for die, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Hope for you to say.
Me a one pan, I traumatize. Look fine about where we the part. Even need so, but I wouldn't do it. Anyway, take a boot. In the fridge, you feel a robot. What time? You in the French boots in a salon. You know like a salon. Continue for Messi. Doctor is a bull. Respect to all aspects. I don't know.
Mature, now where we sing for a brighter future. So let me say no to
Leone, push. You ma killer this is for them. Hope for you say.